Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a Christmas card painting of these deer that I photographed on Cannock Chase, which is near my home. It didn't get off to a very good start. I used the photograph to trace round to get the deer in a place, and then I put in some background trees and bushes and thought I'd cover them in snow, and how hard could it be? But it proved out to be very difficult. With my confidence dented and removed the background bushes, I decided to do one of the deer, because if I couldn't do that I may as well scrap the whole project. I needn't have worried because he seems to be going in quite nicely. I used 3 brushes. I used the 2 out of the inking range, the fine tip and the studio brush. The studio brush to get in the main colour, the base colour of the deer, and then I used the fine tipped inking brush to do the mouth and the eyes and some of the detail. The rest of it was done with the texture brush, and you'll notice that the texture brush has gone over the edges of the deer. Well, no need to worry about that. I just let it go over, and then once I've done it I go back and use the eraser to get rid of the extra paint I don't need. When I say texture brush, I mean the grunge brush from the textured range. Now here you can see I'm doing the other deer, the small one, and the texture brush, if you look along its back you can see it's gone over. Well, it doesn't matter, I'll just use the eraser and take that extra paint off. Right, now for some background. I created a branch, as you can see, for this painting, just that one branch stamp brush, and with that I decided to have a go at making some trees, and it looked like it could work pretty well. So I drew the skeleton of a tree, and then I started manoeuvring the canvas about, and using the same stamp brush at different angles I put branches on the tree. I varied the size, bigger the bottom and a bit bigger higher up. You can see a couple of branches there have fallen by that deer. It must have been a very windy day when I was painting it, I think. That, of course, is just caused by me touching the canvas in the wrong place and the stamp brush stamping some extra branches in, but they'll be gone soon, so don't worry about that. And you'll notice that as I've come forward, I've changed the opacity so that the closer the branches and trees get to the viewer, the more pronounced they are, or the darker they are. I put in a couple of shadows there to see what they like, and you can see I've also started putting in some white branches on top of the darker branches, and that gives the effect of there having been a frost or snow on the branches. Bit of fun actually doing the branches on the trees, because it's very quick, and I find it very therapeutic using a stamp brush. You can create a lot of painting in a very short period of time. To break things up a little bit, I thought I'd put a big fir tree at the front, just to give it a bit more greenery, and here you can see me putting it in. Well, it didn't take long before it came out again, because it was a load of rubbish. I just put another tree in the same way as I go in, but made it a bit more bolder. The eagle-eyed noticed that these deer have been sliding down towards the bottom of the canvas, and you'd be quite right, because they have. Still wasn't quite happy with the composition, so I put a few more bushes in, and you can see I put another deer in as well, copied and pasted. I did change the colouring a little bit though, so that it didn't look exactly the same as the other one. Now I'm putting in a little rabbit. I've already done his hole, as you can see at the bottom, and he's a bit bigger than he should be. He's almost as big as one of the deer at the moment, but don't worry about that. I'm just doing him that size to start off with, and then through the beauty of digital imagery I'll reduce the size of him and he'll look quite nice. I've been working too hard on the detail on him actually, and I shouldn't have bothered, because when he goes down to his actual size you'll see that he's pretty small, and painting all that detail was a bit of a waste. Right, the last thing to do now was to stick it that's in the foreground. I've done this in A4 format, so because of the way the filming works you can't really see it all, but I've done a little bit of it, and you'll be able to see the whole pheasant at the end anyhow. Anyhow, I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and you might have even picked up a few tips and seen how easy it is to create images digitally. It's a lot easier than it is traditionally, I can tell you that much. So thanks for watching, have a good Christmas and a Happy New Year.